Welcome to GHI Travel Adventures, and today we visit historic Tailem Town Pioneer Village in South Australia. So it's located on the Princess Highway, about 190 kilometres east of Adelaide. So the Old Tailem Town Pioneer Village was established in about 1987 by a gentleman named Peter Squires. Peter had visited places such as Swan Hill Pioneer Village and Echuca, and thought, well, we don't have anything like this in South Australia, so I'm going to start with one. So it's a collection of about 115 buildings all up. It's spread across roughly about 20 streets. Me and Heidi have actually visited this place quite a few times, so we've been here a few times during the day, and we've also been here of a night time because they actually run ghost tours here as well. They're run by Adelaide Haunted Horizons. It's actually a really cool little place. So as we sort of walk in here, we're walking up towards the actual main entrance of the Pioneer Village. Right from the start, you see some really cool things like the old ute and the tram there on the right hand side, and they've got a lot of these really cool sort of old signs. Some of the buildings in this place are also amazing, so we're going to walk around those streets. And as we do, I'll tell you a little bit about them. So with the buildings themselves, the owners actually source these from all over Australia. Some of them date back to the 1860s. There are like churches, schools, hotels, old railway signal boxes, quite a number of different buildings. So this first one here, you can see there's like a little cemetery and church. Those actual headstones are sourced from cemeteries where they've no longer had any use for them. So obviously, rather than them being thrown away or put into sort of landfill, he's actually turned this into this little cemetery here. We're just about to walk into the actual church for a look. Now, for those who have actually heard of Tailem Town, you may have actually seen sort of some news reports about reported hauntings in here. There's actually been quite a few news stories on this. Whether it's not, who knows? I guess you go on a ghost tour or investigation, you might find out. It is a very cool old church. A lot of these buildings as well, it's not actually only the buildings that have been sort of taken from other places and put on this site, rebuilt onto these sites. As you can sort of see just here, even in the church, they're actually furnished with period furniture as well. That the little memorial that you saw on the stained glass window, there is actually a story of a 10-year-old boy who actually did drown actually on the Tailem Town site. They believe he actually haunts this church. So we're stepping back outside now to have a look around the streets. There's somewhere between about 15 and 20 streets all up. all got, there's tons of buildings in there. It's actually really well done how they've actually put this village together. Probably one thing to note as well, look, some people say, oh, this is a historic town. It's actually not an old township. It is just buildings that have been pulled from other parts of Australia to build this artificial township. So this has never been a working town. As you can see here as well, it's not just buildings, there's sort of these old horse carriages, there's a ton of old cars. Some of the buildings actually have collections that have, which might be, say, mining paraphernalia, for example, which that might be a theme of a particular building. And some are just like furnished in older style, like this one here. Some of these buildings actually are on Tailem Town. Some have just been pulled from one place and put into Tailem Town actually as a whole. Some of the other buildings here also have been maybe dismantled, brought to Tailem Town and then just been rebuilt actually on site. This Tailem Town village, it actually is open 7 days a week, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. from memory was what it said when I was there. It's not expensive for entry, and you could spend a good few hours actually walking around this place because it's actually quite big. The dog having a bit of a run there. This place is actually well worth the visit if you get a chance. The owners are actually really lovely. It was originally started by a gentleman named Peter Squires, but the building, or the village itself now, is actually owned by his son and his wife. And actually, the day I was here, I actually met the new owner. He was actually a really nice guy. Again, just another example of these vehicles that have just been sort of spread throughout the village. They do actually give you a map when you get there as well, so you can sort of, I guess, make sure you find your way around to see everything. Again, another example of just how well furnished these buildings are. As we sort of walk around here, I just want to take a moment too to thank everyone who has subscribed to our channel so far. We do really appreciate every time someone likes, subscribes, or leaves a comment. We do appreciate it, but you know, we can always have more subscribers. So if you do like this video, or if you've watched any other videos that you've liked and you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We have tons of videos, and we've got footage of that are being made into these videos at the moment, and we are always visiting new places, and we love filming our adventures so we can actually show these to you. Sometimes people don't have the opportunity to visit some of these places, and if this gives people a chance to do that, then we're happy. So if you haven't subscribed yet and you do like the content, please do so. It is actually really appreciated. This one is like an old bank. They've actually done a really amazing job with this place. This is an example of what I'm talking about in some of the buildings. There'll just be collections of old things like bikes, like this one has. There's another one that we will visit during this video where it's sort of mining equipment. Other places will have stuff like maybe old railway paraphernalia. This one, books. I imagine it would have cost a pretty penny just to collect all this over the years, to be honest. There is just tons of stuff. Anyone else that's actually been here, if you've had any interesting experiences or stories from this place, drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear about it. best bit, when we actually visited, it was such a beautiful sunny day, it was brilliant. The weather was actually really nice. This footage was taken in April 2025 during the Easter school holidays. So the weather was actually still really nice. Even has a model railway. Not sure if that's actually a working one. I don't recall seeing any buttons that you could actually press to operate it. As a sign above the door said, this one has a lot of barbed wire and sort of tool artifacts, which you can see here. And pretty much every building actually has a different theme to it. This was one of the bits that I actually like. I love these old trams. It's so well maintained. cool old car, that one. It's actually a bit of like a choose your own adventure in this place. There's just so many buildings to go and actually have a look at. We're just heading back here because we have to head around to another section, another street. This is a musical instrument emporium. This one is a collection of all manner of musical instruments, tons of organs and pianos. This one here, I was having a look at it. It looks like it's in the process of being sort of renovated a little bit here. Now, Daryl, the owner, before I started my walk around, he did say they were beginning to renovate a few of the buildings, give them a fresh lick of paints and the like, and he had some more buildings coming soon. This one is all radios. Some of these radios they'd be dating back years. I'd probably suggest there might be some back in the 1800s. Here we have another awesome automobile. That red fire alarm that we just passed there, they are actually working fire alarms. They have them scattered throughout the village, and they actually use it as an alarm system. Apparently, they say you don't want to set one off because they are loud, and you'd probably wake up half of Tailem Bend. This one was actually one of my favourite buildings because it was all movie equipment. This one was sort of a scout hall, a dance hall. I know when I've been on ghost tours of this place, this is usually where we start, in this little hall. I'm going to tell you a little bit of the history of the town. I would just stop to here for a moment. With this video too, just want to note, didn't do a heavy amount of actual editing on this one because I wanted to show as much of this place as possible. So if you do see some of the places, it seems like I would already seen that or already been past that. That is because I haven't edited that out because I wanted to show as much of Tailem Town as I could. It's actually well worth looking at. One thing you sort of noticed too as I've sort of walked around. Hasn't been tons of people that we've sort of run into, but quite deceptive because there were actually quite a few people there on the day that I was here, but the place is so big, you sort of all spread out, which is great. This one is actually an old school. I love seeing these old signs. Just everywhere I see them, I've got to get a shot of them. The Bent Elbow Hotel. Now, this actual building has a bit of an interesting story because it's actually not a hotel. It's actually a private residence, or was a private residence. And they've just decorated this one in a way to make it this hotel. It was actually just a house originally. Another example of just these well-decorated rooms. Just an amazing job's been done on this place. Now, I know I mentioned the opening hours, location, all that sort of stuff earlier. Another thing, the actual admission fee to this place actually isn't expensive. I think when I went, it was about $25. It's actually not bad. Now straight ahead here, this vacant block where the fire alarm siren is, there was actually a cinema there, like another building that they'd taken from somewhere and put on the side, but unfortunately it actually burned down. Yeah, there was actually a fire. From memory, I believe they told us there was 3 buildings. I know one was definitely a cinema though. Getting some fine examples of automobiles. So from here, I'm sure you probably all had enough of hearing my voice, so I'm just going to let you guys just enjoy the view for the rest of this one. Keep watching to the end because we do visit some really cool buildings. But yeah, this one, just before I stop talking, I guess, is the Peak Station Master's box. Thanks for watching today. This has been another GHI travel adventure. As we always say, take the road less travelled. It will make all the difference. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks guys.